Now, I've been watching you, or all of you, practicing your forehands, and there's a common error here, and I don't mean all of you, I just mean that it's a general thing. Anyway, I want you to practice it the way I describe it. I don't want you to stand square when you try to hit your forehand drive after the bounce of the ball, because most of you are standing square and hitting it the best way you can back up the court. Now I want you to be more deliberate about this. What I need you to do is, as the ball comes to you, I want you to turn your body by moving your feet to the side and allow the ball to come to you at the side. And I want you to hit it by taking the racket back and then bringing it forward to the ball and carrying on beyond the contact with the ball. All players that aren't taught properly at the beginner level actually face the net on everything. It's the turning to the side that starts the improvement. Now there are certain strokes. So the windscreen wiper stroke, you don't necessarily turn to the side to hit the ball. But at all levels, they've got to be able to practice a basic forehand which is sideways on, not square on, sideways on, okay, with the racket traveling from back to front and then on over the shoulder. They have to be able to do that because that is the fundamental way of hitting a ball. And they don't do it at club level. They face the net mainly at the beginner level. They get into the habit of doing that and they don't take advancement even beyond the basic thing. They smash square on. They volley square on. They drive square on. And that means they're limited, totally limited. And the biggest problem is the kids today are not doing the basic thing. They are inadequate. And I'll give you a real example of this. The third Ing that came to Millfield School was basically the most talented of all three. But he could only play from side to side, not back to front. And when he got into the Hong Kong Davis Cup squad at 16, and he was practicing with them, the speed of the court, which was a polished surface indoors, he couldn't cope. He had to take it back to front because of the speed of the ball. And he basically gave up because of it. He didn't think he could master it. And this applies to a lot of the world-class players. On the faster surfaces, they need to turn to the side, and for a period of time they weren't taught that. And they couldn't cope when they got indoors on a faster surface, the same as they couldn't cope on grass, which is fast. So you need a basic concept of a stroke, and that's what I'm talking about. You are working towards what I call a classical forehand drive. There are other things I want you to do, but if you are to develop this forehand to an even higher level than you already have, the first step really is to become more individual. So as a group of people, you are achieving what I asked, but I'd like to point out to you that all of you, being human beings, have an identity all of its own. If we had the time at this moment, I would film each one of you and then point out the things that you as an individual could improve to make it a more easily flowing stroke. And of course, the way to do this is to make a short video of your forehand drive. And of course, I would need to see that video, so you would need to send it in so that we can advise you beyond individually on how to smooth out your stroke. And that filming is ongoing. Once you have done one, we might need to see what you've put right, and again it means sending it in for us to be able to correct, as we see it, your forehand. And I'm sure you'll be delighted with the results if you do and practice what we say. Our system actually includes 8 videos of the complete basic method of doing a club level forehand. And the one you have just listened to and watched is the first one of those 8. You can now look forward to the second one, which will deal with the grip and stance. Best of luck with what you are doing and keep in touch. Bye for now.